How's it going, everyone? David from dodmedia. I apologize about the harsh lighting there. It's actually because I'm holding the light modifier that I would normally use for these videos, because today I'm going to be showing you how you can shoot a single light portrait using the 22-inch beauty dish. All right. So first of all, what is it about a beauty dish that is just so enjoyable to shoot portraits with? Well, to start with, I think it's a bit more rugged than a softbox. You can be a little bit more rough and tumble with it. Rough and tumble? The second thing is that there's a bunch of different setups you can actually use with this one light modifier. So you can have it like this with this sock on top of it. You could take this sock off entirely and just have the bare exposed interior of the beauty dish. Or you could apply a honeycomb grid to it, which will narrow the dispersion of the light while still remaining soft directly in front of the beauty dish. And the final reason you might want to use a beauty dish is just how satisfying is this sound? Yeah. So what I'm going to do is show you two lighting setups. The first is actually going to be directly above your subject, pointing down at a 45-degree angle. That way you're going to shoot underneath the beauty dish with your camera at your subject, who's going to be illuminated downwards at 45 degrees, and it's going to wrap around their face nicely, still accentuating their cheekbones, still accentuating under their jaw. It's going to look lovely. The second lighting setup is actually going to be from the side, directly from the side. So what you're going to have is a very strong light on one side and practically black on the other side, because none of the light's going to reach this part. And then you're going to turn your subject's face and you're actually going to focus on that darker side, because it's going to give you this sort of side illumination, this edge illumination that just looks fantastic in photography. And to pose for me today, I have asked my begrudging wife if she would do it. So meet Rosa. She's agreed reluctantly to be in the video, to pose for me. We're going to be using Canon 6D with the Sigma 35mm f1.4 ART lens, the aperture 120D going through this 22-inch beauty dish, and I've just got the diffusion sock on the front. I'm not using the honeycomb grid. I'm also not closing the window that's on the side there, because a bit of natural light, it's quite nice. It's not interfering with the shot too much, and it's actually going to fill in a little bit of the shadows that would be cast if this was blacked out. So instead of having to use a reflector, we just use the window to fill in a little bit. You ready? She nodded reluctantly. Okay. Okay, so if you stand right there. So I've got the beauty dish just above her head. It's basically finishing just above there. That's going to give you a very nice wrap around without having to duck underneath the light to get the shot, because it's at the top of her head. And also it's going to give you enough of an angle that you're going to get some shadows under the cheekbones, some shadows under the jaw. That's just going to look really nice. Okay, so let's fire off a few shots and see what we get. I'm shooting at f1.4, and then my ISO is at 100, and shutter speed is adjusting to balance. Now this does seem quite close, but because it's quite a wide angle lens, it doesn't actually matter to get this close. And any distortion that you get, you can fix then in Lightroom, like that. I think I should go a bit higher.
Try.
Can you do that again, the look you gave me there? So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the light, and instead of pointing it down from directly in front at a 45 degrees angle down, we're actually going to side light her so that all of the light is coming from the side. So one side will be light, one side will be dark. And so the point of doing this is to not actually photograph this side of her face. You want to emphasize the darker side of her face, and that's going to create a kind of silver lining halo around that edge of her face, which is going to look really cool. More.
Hold the face at you.
Scrunch your hair, like put some motion into it. Shampoo commercial.
I just want to like that one on my eye. I like those.
Stay exactly like that, don't move, and just look straight at me. That's awesome. Love that. And that right there is how you shoot a single light portrait using only a beauty dish. Let me know what you think of the photos in the comments below. I'd love to hear your feedback. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and give it a thumbs up if you liked what you saw. And make sure you check back for the next video. See you later.
Oh, it's hot. Don't put that on your YouTube channel.
All making it in.
It's not.